Okay, so imagine this. It's a Sunday afternoon, June 21st, 2026. The sun is out. It's the middle of the day, not the middle of the night, not some dark alley at 2 a.m. The middle of the day. And somewhere in the 200 block of and street in Montgomery, Alabama, a 28-year-old man named Tyrent Williams is taking his last breath. Shot. Left there. And nobody even knew he was missing until recently. Let that sit for a second. If you are new here, and this is the kind of story that makes you want to stay, please like this video right now, subscribe to CSI Crime Archives, and hit that bell icon so you never miss when we drop a new case. Because we are here to make sure people like Tyrent are not forgotten. We are the last witness. Now let's get into it. So who was Tyrent Williams? He was 28 years old, a young man from Montgomery, Alabama. And that right there already tells you something about his world. Montgomery is a city with deep history, a city that has seen struggle, seen resilience, seen generations of people trying to build something better in a place that hasn't always made it easy. Tyrent was part of that city. He was born into it, raised in it, and he died in it. 28 years old. That's it. That's all the time he got. Now, we don't have a full picture of his life, and I want to be honest with you about that, because that's how we do things here on The Last Witness. We don't make things up. We don't fill in gaps with guesswork. But what we do know is that at 28, you are still figuring life out. You are still in the part of your story where things are supposed to be getting started, not ending. At 28, you might be working a job you're trying to grow in. You might have people at home who depend on you. You might have dreams you haven't even said out loud yet. That's where Tyrent was in his life. Or at least, where he should have been. And here is something that stopped me cold when I first read about this case. Tyrent had been reported missing. Recently, before his body was found, someone in his life noticed he was gone and they made a call. They reported it. Which means there was a window, maybe short, maybe longer than we know, where Tyrent was somewhere out there and the people who loved him were looking for him. They were scared. They were calling numbers, checking places, trying to find him. And then on June 21st at 12:35 in the afternoon, the Montgomery Police Department responded to a call about a subject down on N Street. And it was him. Can you imagine being the family member waiting on news? Hoping that call is going to be good news, that he turned up somewhere, that he's okay? And instead you get this? The officers arrived and found Tyrent with fatal gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Just like that. A life gone. And this wasn't some isolated thing in Montgomery either. This was the 24th murder in Montgomery in 2026 alone. We are not even through the first half of the year. The 24th. That number should shake all of us. Now here is where the story gets heavier, and where I need you to really pay attention with me. As of right now, the circumstances surrounding the shooting are still under active investigation. The Montgomery Police Department has not released a motive. No suspect has been publicly named. We do not know who did this to Tyrent or why. We do not know if he knew the person. We do not know if this was something he saw coming or if it came completely out of nowhere. And that mystery is not just frustrating for us as people following this story. It is devastating for his family. Because right now, they buried a son, a brother, maybe a father, and they still don't have answers. And that's the part that true crime watchers sometimes forget, and I want us to sit with it today. Behind every case number, behind every report, there is a family sitting in a house somewhere that feels completely different now. There's a chair at a table that nobody wants to sit in. There's a phone that used to ring, and now it doesn't. There are people having conversations at night in low voices about what happened and why, and what they're supposed to do now. That's the reality of what a murder leaves behind. Tyrent Williams was not a headline. He was a person. 28 years of life, of mornings and nights, and people who knew his laugh. And he was taken on a Sunday afternoon on N Street and left there, and the city logged it as number 24, and the world kept moving. But we are not moving on. Not yet. So now I want to talk to you directly about something. When cases like this don't have a big name attached, when they don't involve a celebrity or a sensational storyline, they tend to disappear from public conversation fast. The news cycle moves on. People forget. But the family doesn't forget. The friends don't forget. And the person who pulled that trigger is still out there somewhere, going about their life, while Tyrent's family goes about theirs without him. The Montgomery Police Department has urged anyone with information to contact them. And this is where I genuinely believe a community can make a difference. Someone knows something. In a city like Montgomery, on a Sunday afternoon in a residential area, Someone saw something, or heard something, or knows somebody who was talking in a way that didn't sit right. These cases get solved when people decide that silence is no longer something they can live with. Now I want to end this by sitting with you in the part of this story that I think is the most important: the psychological weight of it. Think about the fact that Tyrent was reported missing before he was found. That means in his final hours or final days, he was somewhere that was not where he was supposed to be, or he was with someone he maybe should not have been with, or something happened that pulled him off his path and put him in the wrong place. And we don't know what that was. We may never know what that was, but his family does, or at least they're piecing it together right now, turning over every memory, every last conversation, every small thing he said or did in the days before he disappeared, trying to find the moment where everything changed. Do you ever think about how the people left behind by violent crimes carry a kind of grief that doesn't have an ending? Because when someone dies of an illness or an accident, there is eventually a point where the family understands what happened and why. But when someone is murdered and the case goes unsolved, that grief never closes. It just sits there, open, like a wound that nobody is treating. The family of Tyrent Williams is in that place right now, living with an open wound. And that brings me to the questions I want to leave with you today, because I think these are the ones that matter. Why does it take a case going viral or a famous name being attached before we treat a life as worth fighting for? What does it say about us as a society that Montgomery has already recorded 24 murders in 2026, and most of us only hear about it when someone puts it in a YouTube video? And if someone watching this right now knows something about what happened to Tyrent Williams on and street, what is the thing that is stopping you from making that call? Because the family on the other side of this case deserves to know. Tyrent deserved better than this. And if we are truly the last witness, then it is on us to speak. If this story moved you, if it made you think, if it made you feel even a fraction of what this family is carrying right now, please like this video and subscribe to CSI Crime Archives. Hit that bell so you are notified every single time we bring you a new case. Share this with someone, because visibility matters, attention matters, and sometimes the only thing standing between a cold case and justice is one more person who refused to look away. We see you, Tyrent. Rest easy.